Florida homeowners, it's not a question of if, but when the next hurricane will come. No matter what Florida weather has in store, StormSmart has products that protect every opening of your home while improving the look, feel, and function. From durable aluminum shutters, high-impact windows and doors, to our innovative storm catcher screens, products that enhance the beauty of your home and keep your family safe. Because smart is complete hurricane protection, and smart is peace of mind. Call StormSmart today for your free in-home consultation.
When your power goes out, remember just how inconvenient your life can be. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you'll have power when you need it. Our Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted. Get a free 10-year warranty with the purchase of any air-cooled generator. Call Generac Generators today. Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
Streaming from the ABC Action Weather Center in Studio A, this is Dennis Phillips Live. Brought to you by StormSmart. Protect every opening of your home. And by Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
How you doing, everybody? It is a Thursday night edition of Dennis Phillips Live, day 3 on broadcast. And I saw Abby actually just said, hey, Greg is here.
That's all you'll see.
Greg is doing a crash course in training. And if you guys watch Greg in the morning, Greg D in the morning, you know he's the tech guy.
These are the shoes I'm wearing today.
Oh. Oh, I forgot my band button. Wait a minute. Stand by. Greg, you want to? Yeah, I got to get my band button. Just a second. All right. So, but yeah, Greg is training because as of, well, not tomorrow, but as of Monday next week, Greg will be taking over. I'm going to be at my daughter's. There's your band button. We have to have the band button. My daughter's softball tournament's in Panama City, so you know, I'm going to be up there on her final softball tournament. It's crazy. I mean, you guys have grown up with Ryan, and she's grown up with y'all, and it's kind of a sad thing. You know, I wasn't going to go, but luckily this storm is not going to bother us. What it is, of course, is the rain. So if you're watching on TV, how's it going? It's a new experience. It's a very interactive show, and it starts by me being able to talk to the folks on my Facebook page. They comment. So if you're watching on TV, you don't have that luxury. What a lot of people are doing, I'm hearing, is they're watching us on TV, but they're still following us on the computer, because the TV, you're going to have better quality probably, or a bigger screen. And I think we're all good. But the band button, as you may have seen in the commercial that has been running, and Greg is in that commercial.
A lot.
He's like, I made it to one show and I'm all over this promo. I'm like, yeah, because considering I have quite a bit of vacation time after working here for 1,000 years, Greg will be filling in. So anyway, how you doing? We've got a lot of folks here. We have a lot of folks as always. So hi to everybody. We're gonna jump in a minute to the forecast, obviously. And after last night, this kind of just happened organically. So I wanted to answer some questions in the last segment. And usually when you do a rapid pace Q&A, have you ever heard of this?
Yeah.
It's called a lightning round,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I just, knowing my affinity for heat lightning, I decided to call it a heat lightning round, since we all know there's really no such thing as heat lightning except for your grandma, who thinks that there still is. Regardless, I now have our promotions department working on a heat lightning round graphic. So, you know, now that we are on broadcast TV, we get a little more help from the powers that be, because, you know, we're not just this little streaming thing. You know, we're actually on TV now. So that's going to be coming soon as well. So Sandy says she's watching us on TV and Facebook. You know, someone just said ban button is a must. No need to ban yet, but this is, by the way, one of our viewers sent this, Anna Maria, but all this is look, you guys know there are trolls out there. There are spammers who are trying to steal information. There are folks who just go off on politics and get really nasty. We don't work that way here. We try to be one big family. As we often say, we're thousands of people on their lawn chairs out in the backyard just talking all over each other. So when somebody gets rude and nasty or whatever, we have no tolerance for it at all. Greg, are you going to use the ban button or you're not really? He's torn on it. He's kind of like, nah, I don't think so. We were talking about that earlier. He's like, I'm not a ban button kind of guy. Trust me, I am a ban button kind of guy. I broke my, true story, I broke my hand last summer hitting the ban button so hard and so many times. It is a true story. So I'm all about it. But I will tell you, if you are banned from Facebook, you can still watch on TV. So it's kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. But anyway, I digress. Melissa in Riverview, how you doing? Bill, good to see you. Lynn's watching us on TV as well as here. Gregory, how are you doing? A lot of folks asking about the rain, and we are going to get into that in a second. But I do like to do our hellos. This started with about 200 of us about 20 years ago with a chat group on a platform called Procaster. It wasn't Facebook Live, it wasn't even a thing yet. And we decided to just kind of get going with it over a period of time. We used to do movie quote trivia, we would do, all sorts of stuff. And now it's a little tougher to do music on Facebook because it'll pick it up and they'll knock you off the air immediately. Matter of fact, we used to we had a fireside chat, and I would bring up in one of these boxes, I would have a fireside from YouTube. I did that, and within 10 seconds, the stream was shut off by Facebook. So there are now more regulations. It used to be more the Wild West. Now there's a little more regulations. But regardless, the bottom line with this show is we like to have fun. It's a lot of interactiveness. I try to answer your questions. They go through really fast, so I miss a lot of them. But I do my best. We're going to have some guests. I will tell you, I don't know if this will happen or not, but my daughter Ryan is in an escape room right now for her birthday. And if she's able to find a way to get a signal or in the middle of the escape room, she's actually going to try to Zoom me. So we're going to try to see if we can do that briefly. But the bottom line is we got a lot of folks here and a lot of folks. Diane's flying in tomorrow. So Diane, you're gonna get some rain tomorrow. I think tomorrow, Greg, would you agree tomorrow is going to be kind of reminiscent of what today was? I mean, maybe a little less.
Maybe a little split between morning and afternoon.
So
maybe something in the middle that's doable outside.
And so what we tell people, the suggestion is have your phone, have your app, look at radar before you go out, right?
Absolutely.
So if you look at radar and you say, okay, I've got a couple of hours before some rain comes in, and you can go and get some stuff done. Maybe you can go to the pool or go to the beach. But the beach, remember, lightning is just not something that you want to mess with. So look, we're going to talk all about the forecast. We're going to talk about the tropics. And for folks watching on TV, we will do that starting in a minute and a half. We'll see you back then. Okay, so we are now in a commercial, and there's the break. You see that, Greg? So we are.
Countdown was here for the next break.
That's for the. I don't even know what that is.
This was counting down about 5 minutes and something.
I don't know what that is.
Gotcha.
Maybe that's for the. I have no idea.
Okay. All right.
But so guys, now we can really talk about what we think about the folks on broadcast, since they're not going to. Since they're not going to be here. Good. I'm just joking. Not really. All right. So you're going to ban me. All right. So we've got Karen from Lancaster, PA. Being a Penn State grad, I know Lancaster very, very well. We have got Winter Havens in the house with Keith. We have got Mara with Rain in Clearwater. And now, Marianne's saying the guy who will be filling in for you must use the ban button. Look. We have no expectations. Greg is his own guy. Greg does his own shtick, so I'm sure it will be awesome. And my guess is Greg's going to be a little bit more what happened to the monitor? Oh, boy. Somebody just hit the monitor, and there we go. It's back with 17 seconds. See?
It's sensitive.
See, and we're learning this stuff. All right, so we're going to be back from the break in 10 seconds. It's that? Okay, do not touch guys, do not touch the yellow cable.
We have to have them put that somewhere else.
We'll be back in 3, 2, 1. How you guys doing? So, folks who are watching on broadcast, boy, the things that these people just said about you, I can't even begin to tell you. But that's why you want to join both. be on broadcast as well as streaming. You can answer questions, you can ask questions, and we'll have a good time. Let's jump into the forecast, all right? Because first of all, the one good thing about this, the rain, is it's helping out in the drought, right? I mean, the drought numbers are improving pretty dramatically, and that's going to even continue. Greg, do you think we should go full screen on this, or do you think we should do double box on this?
I like full screen. If we're going to be tracking storms.
All right, let's do full screen.
I like full screen.
All right, so we're going full screen. So now we are on full screen, and that is a look at the drought numbers, and they're looking better. They're definitely looking better. All right, here is the radar. You know, it's just kind of hit or miss, more miss than hit today in most cases, but we were looking at this line. I'm going to go ahead and take this show out. I do things very different from Greg. Greg is very precise in this stuff. I'm not nearly as handy with this computer as he is. So you look over here at this line up here across areas from eastern Citrus back to Orlando, Kissimmee. It's weakening significantly. It's a pretty decent line about an hour and a half ago, but now it is weakening. I still think it may make it into northern Polk County, but you also have areas in southwestern Pinellas County right now, you know, south of Reddington and St. Pete Beach, actually Reddington Beach right now, getting some pretty decent rain. And then the southern counties have been picking up some solid rain now for several hours. So I would not be surprised, and we'll take a look at rainfall totals in a second. But look, this is just going to continue to come in off the Gulf. There's just no way around it. It's coming this way. I do think we'll get a break overnight. You agree, Greg?
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll get a break overnight, and then it'll start to stack up again along the coast, just like it did this morning. So Greg will be in bright and early tomorrow morning. He'll kind of be timing things out for you, let you know what's popping. But this is the rain in the last 24 hours. And you look at some of these totals, they've been pretty impressive. You know, you look at Pinellas County. Now, by the way, I'm pretty sure this is bad data because look at this, Greg. This is showing an area of 7.5 inches of rain. So no, that's bad data. So I think what we're looking at in these areas in purple, you know, maybe you had a couple inches of rain. That seems possible. But yeah, 7.5, not so much. Now, 3.5 in Largo, I don't know, maybe.
Possible.
Yeah.
Probably had rain 4 times.
And what is that on that computer? I don't know what's going on with there. Oh, the Zoom meeting ended? Yeah. Oh, I might have to we put that up if I want to get Ryan. But anyway, there's a look at Pinellas. We've had some really, really solid rainfall totals, all right? And temperatures right now, upper 70s to the lower 80s. Highs today, as you would expect with all the clouds that we've had, we were a good 5 or 6 degrees below where we typically are this time of the year. Outside right now, I don't know if... Greg, look at this. So look at this. Is that camera out of focus?
Yeah, it's out of focus. They've had focus issues since they replaced it after the lightning strike.
So we're out of focus from
like
Rivergate.
Nice blurry background, though.
Yeah, it's kind of artsy.
Yeah, it's very artsy.
80 degrees right now in Tampa. The dew point in the upper 70s. So boy, typically the dew point of 70 or higher is when you notice it. So a dew point in the upper 70s is just stinking humid. I mean, it just really is. And you know, today we hit 87. That's 4 degrees below average. The normal is 91. This morning we started at 76 degrees. All right, rainfall. There's some good news out of it. 78 100 of an inch, or just over 3/4 inch of rain has fallen today. Still 2 inches below average at the airport. All right, there is a look at the satellite. So with a westerly flow, and you got that upper low just kind of hanging out right on top of the state. Matter of
So
fact,
here's what I think is happening. I think as that low moves offshore,
To
that
the
line,
east.
Yeah, that line that is now in Orlando, notice it's moving southwest. I think tomorrow we are in a brief northeast to southwest flow.
and that's
offshore.
what these show. Check this out.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, what? So overnight, I don't know if you guys can hear Greg. I think you probably can. You're not mic'd, but I think you can still probably hear him.
I really didn't want to be in this show.
but you know what? You can't help yourself. It's just fun.
It's like a tornado. It sucks you in.
It does. It's kind of fun. So this is tonight. Now watch tomorrow morning. All right.
See, I think that's the leftovers of that line along
Yes.
the coast.
And then of course, first thing in the morning, we're going to get. It's
Correct.
going to stack up along the coast. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a water spout or a funnel cloud. And then as we go into the
See how it goes southwest? I think it's because the low is going to be developing off the Space Coast.
Yeah, and matter of fact, you'll see that line develop a secondary line back behind it in the late afternoon. But the moral of the story is here, guys, we're going to see a decent amount of rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be a pool or beach day. But I still say if you want to go out and check radar before you go out, you could get a few hours of some, maybe not sunshine, but at least no rain.
Yeah.
And then you look up to the north, look at that second line developing. There it is.
There it is. Southwest, northeast to southwest.
Yeah, so that's tomorrow evening. And unfortunately, that could time out that way with the fireworks. So that's, you know, that might be an issue. So we'll continue from tomorrow night into the weekend, which I do think the weekend is going to be looking better, at least some, especially on Sunday, than tomorrow is. And that'll continue as DPL continues. Okay, so now we are back in a commercial break.
Commercial countdown. It starts at 5:45. You know how you told me you guys figured it was about 5:45 or something between commercials.
Yeah, but it should be open-ended because I can press that button whenever I press it.
No, it doesn't go automatically, but I think it's just suggesting.
Oh.
Like if you want to time out your commercials.
Okay.
By the way, I loaded Google DeepMind for you here.
Oh, for the AI?
The weather. It's really cool. It animates the tracks from the ensembles, and then it shows you how they.
Well, let's show that. Yeah, let's show that when we get into the tropics, which will be in this next segment, actually.
Already at the last segment.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we're half done already. I mean, this show flies. I'm sorry, are we bothering you? So how much time do we got? 44 seconds, okay. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. Yeah, oh, the helicopter was back with the rain graphic, was it? Interesting, I'll have to go back and check that. I might have changed it in one, but not everybody, not the rain, the panel. If you look under background, no, it says 0 volume. The volume right there is at 0. So I'm not sure, Jules. That might be a different one. All right, I will answer all questions in the lightning round, the heat lightning round coming up at the last segment. You like that? James, how goes it, my buddy? All right, we are back in 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, we are back. Thanks for spending your Thursday evening with us. And as you see, so Greg calls me earlier, we're talking, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna come in and look at it, but I don't really think I wanna be on DPL. There's just something about the energy of this show that it's fun, and I knew he'd like it. I knew he would. And Jason actually did it during hurricane season last year, and he was on for like 4 hours. So there's just something about the interaction that's fun. By the way, Bill said he loves your shirt. Sue, same thing, cool tee, Greg. Hey from Alabama, Barbara from Alabama. So Paula says that it was back. She heard it too, so I will have to check it. So anyway, guys, here's what we're gonna do. Let's finish. Let's go back to a few.
This graphic, probably.
Oh, yeah.
I'll turn it off.
Okay, yeah, the Almanac graphic has the helicopter sound on it. It was not the rain panel, but it's the same background. Jules, good catch.
Good catch.
So we've got our not only do we have our producers, but they're also, you know, they're checking our performance. Like if I go long, if I'm not saying something, hey, Dennis, you forgot something.
The graphic almost got banned.
Yeah, I almost got banned for the graphic, exactly. So here's what I want to do. Let's go ahead and jump ahead to the tropics, okay? Because I do think on Saturday we'll see a little less moisture and Sunday as well. But Greg, go ahead and so tell a little bit about what this is. This is the new Google AI, if you will, correct?
This is the DeepMind. So what it's going to do is we're going to run this through the weekend, and you'll see it'll animate where it thinks the low pressure could form. So,
and this is the upper low that's on top of us right now, giving us the rain.
So all the blue little circles are where those locations could be. And then I'm going to animate this. This is Friday, and it'll show you where it could potentially track. So it hangs around on Saturday, and then Saturday afternoon starts heading north.
It makes landfall.
It makes landfall. It has a landfall somewhere from the South Carolina coast up into maybe southern North Carolina.
So the impact for us is, well, the impact for us is what we're getting right now.
We're getting the worst of it right
now. Yeah, we're getting some rain, and we'll have more tomorrow. But as it moves away, it'll start to get a little better organized. And if it develops and gets a name, it would be Chantal, I believe.
Yes,
is that what it was? Yeah. So, I mean, there's a look at that. And go ahead and click on that one, because the Euro AI, here's the Euro AI. And Euro AI did really, really well last year on so many storms. So it has look at, you've got weak low pressure right there. See it on top of us. And then as it moves away, you know, it just kind of gets a little bit better organized. It does look like the majority of the convection is north and east of the center. Because look at where your center is and look at where the rain is. I mean, to the
not very
north.
strong either.
And I would, you know, what is that? 1,003? Is that what that shows?
1,013.
Oh, so that's just a depression.
Yeah, that's just a
not even a
depression,
storm.
yeah.
So the Euro AI doesn't even look like it turns it into a storm. I keep it as just a depression and then goes into the Carolinas and then poof, it's gone. And if you look at the rest of the next 2 weeks thereafter, there's absolutely nothing. You got a big area of high pressure located where you would expect it in July, and the rest of the tropics are quiet. So here, let's jump back real quick. This is the air. Oh, let's call up the new numbers and see if they've changed. The NHC does their update at 8 o'clock. So let's see if they're keeping it at 30 and 60. It is at 40 and 60. So Greg will change this on the fly. And yeah, so what that means is in the next 48 hours, the NHC thinks there's a 40% chance this develops. And in the next 7 days, they think there's a 60% chance that this develops. But there it is. And by the way, look where the X is. So that X was over central Florida 6 hours ago. Now they've moved it east of Florida. So the upper low, I'm not sure exactly where it is, but technically that's where they're saying it is.
About there.
Yeah, so either way, and again, as Greg said, think about it. When you have when that low center passes east of us, counterclockwise flow, that's going to bring the rain in from the northeast, as you see behind me, the way that graphic was showing, and as I showed you with Futurecast. In fact, let's go back real quick to Futurecast. I'll show you one more time for the hour-by-hour stuff for you. And if you're just tuning in, and then in the last segment, we will answer your questions in our heat lightning round. So let's go ahead and take this full so you can see a little bit better. There you go. And this is hour by hour. So this is tonight, tapering off by midnight. Still, though, there could be rain at almost any point overnight, but I still think there's going to be a lull. And then it starts to stack up tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. You start to see coastal showers. Greg will be in on air, tracking rain moving onshore. There's 8 tomorrow morning. There's 9. By 9 o'clock, we're already seeing it. So, I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to go to the beach, but it's not going to be a good beach day. I think, it just is what it is. There's just no way around it. I mean, might we have a few hours where it won't rain? Absolutely. I think there's going to be several hours where it won't rain. But overall, it's not going to be the kind of day that you're going to want to hang out at the beach. It's going to be cloudy all day. But look at that northeast flow. Look at areas off to the from eastern citrus across through the Space Coast. Look at the line developing. That's that northeast to southwest flow we talked about. And that'll be tomorrow evening. And unfortunately, that might very well be for fireworks. So that's just the reality. And then, but I will tell you, look at Saturday. Yes, we still have morning showers, but the amount of coverage looks to be maybe a little bit lower, definitely lower on Sunday than it will be on Saturday. So bottom line, that's kind of the way it's not the greatest fourth, but we are going to answer your questions for your specific area and whatnot as DPL continues right after this.
Bye, people.
All right. So, oh, you're out? Okay. All right. Thanks, Greg. Good luck.
All right,
you all have a great time. Okay. Bye. All right. So we're coming up on our last break right now. Greg just said bye. And so that was a fun DPL because we kind of, we were all over the place as we typically are, but we covered a little more weather than we sometimes do. And you guys know this. When we get weather, we will be on it 24/7. We have a great team here with Greg and Jason and Shay and Allie. We all take a ton of passion and pride in what we do, but Greg has to be up early, so he had to go to bed. So we have another 45 seconds. I can answer some of your questions right now. How about boating on Anna Maria Island on Sunday? Mike, I still think you're going to have a westerly flow, so there's still going to be some morning showers, but not as many as we've had in other times. Thank you very much, Jules. I appreciate it. April saying bye, Greg. The white spot on radar right over Seminole. So Charlotte, as you see, the bubble busted. As you say, the Largo bubble may be busted. All right. Rain at FIFA Semi tomorrow in Orlando? Yes. Yes. Not all day and all night. Periods of rain. All right. We've got it coming back in 8 seconds. And we will continue with our lightning round in just a second. Coming back in 3, 2. How you doing, everybody? It is our final round, our final segment, and this, my friends, is called the Heat Lightning Round. So this area, the next 4.5 minutes, I'm just going to sit here and look at your questions from right now. Ask your questions. North Lakeland tomorrow with Amanda. Less rain in the morning, more in the afternoon, and into the early evening. Tallahassee is what Yasmin wants to know. Tallahassee will get less rain than we will in our area. Still some scattered showers, though. James, good to see you. Gulfport, family outing on Sunday. Sunday looks a little bit better, Lindsay, than it will on Saturday, but there's still going to be some rain out there. Veronica in Riverview. How you doing, Veronica? What else we got? Roof getting put up on Saturday in Manatee. Jane, I don't think so. Hate to tell you, I don't think so. I really think you're going to be, you don't want to take the chance. You don't want to take the chance. Yeah, well, Mary Ellen says Pinellas didn't get as much as Futurecast predicted. You're 100% right. Futurecast will never be able to nail exactly where these specific areas are. It's just not. And I do think there was a little bit of an issue with that Doppler estimate from the Weather Service tonight. They looked high to me. Port Orange and Daytona area. Maria, it will be more late morning into the early evening. Palm Harbor, Miami, Boca. Oh my gosh, Rochelle, that's 3 different areas. Palm Harbor, it starts in the morning. Miami, less. Boca, less. Areas south are going to get less. There's thunder in Odessa right now, Denise. Thank you very much. Flying in from New York City at 2. You will have some occasional rain. You will not have severe weather. You'll be okay, Jeff. Universal, 7th, 8th, and 9th, back to normal by then. We're back to our normal pattern. Winter Haven tomorrow, afternoon and evening. Madeira Beach for Saturday and Sunday. That is from Shana. Morning. Both days there will be some morning rain as well. Will Disney be a washout Friday and Saturday? That word washout is a relative thing. You will have rain on Sunday Saturday at times, less on Friday at times, less on Saturday. But sometimes there's less of a crowd at Disney when it's raining, so that's kind of a good thing. Clearwater fireworks. Fireworks make me a little bit nervous, Deb. They really do, because if that line comes in tomorrow, it's going to be kind of tricky. If they can wait till 10:30, there may be delays. Maybe they'll delay some of the fireworks until some of the rain's clear. Paula says it's still pouring in Bay Pines. Grand Isle Beach, North Carolina. Lindsay, I would not worry about this. You're talking about winds maybe 30, 25, 30. This is not going to be a major issue for the Carolinas. Indian Rocks on Friday from Debbie. Rain in the morning, off and on rain through the day, cloudy all day. Tampa, rain in the morning, much like today. The forecast tomorrow is much like what the forecast was today. Friday, Deb, early morning till afternoon. Consistently raining? No. No one is going to see consistent rain. It's going to be breaks in rain, waves in rain. So I'll say this again. If you're going outside or you're planning on going outside, just use your app. I use Storm Shield, the one from our station. You look at it, you look out to the west for a couple hours. If you've got a 2-hour break, you know you're going to be okay. It is really important to actually be proactive with your radar on that sort of thing. We have literally got hundreds of comments, and it's really hard. I'm not going to be able to answer them all, but I will be able to stay after 58 and answer some of your questions. That's just for the broadcast folks. Flights into TPA Monday from Raleigh. Carrie, you will be fine. Busch Gardens tomorrow. There will be rain off and on through the day. There's no way around it. Let's see. Safety Harbor tomorrow, same thing. Gina, you are going to have rain first thing in the morning and then off and on. Boating on Boca Grande. Boating is a tricky thing. You're going to be running into some storms and some downpours. I can't say tomorrow is a day I would take a boat out. If you're asking me, I would not take the boat out tomorrow. I might on Saturday. I would on Sunday, depending, again, on how it's looking at radar. Ormond Beach, Janet, how you doing? So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to continue to answer your questions on Facebook. For folks who are watching on broadcast, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. I'm sure it's a new experience, and it's going to take a while to get used to, maybe like your first beer, but I promise you it's one you'll get hooked into because we have a lot of fun. Have a great night. See you on our next edition of DPL. Okay, so TV people and streamers are gone. Now it is just us. So now I can take a little more time to answer all your questions. I did not get to call Ryan on the escape room. It wasn't going to work. My son just said, I accidentally just sent your phone a code, but I don't need it. Ryan was ready, but we weren't ready. Yeah. Zoom ended. Hold on. Zoom. Now I'm not on TV, so I'm not as stressed. Zoom ended. Actually, no. No, wait a minute. We can do it now. Stand by. Let's see if we can do it now. Wait a minute. Hold on. I want to do this. Let's try now. Now it's just on Facebook, so now we can do it. And I won't have to worry about having it blow up in my face. Let's see. So what happened to the Zoom? Is it gone? Oh, man, I think it is. I think it's gone. Oh, no. Here we go. Yeah, it is. It's gone. Shoot. Hold on. You guys on Facebook, you're familiar with this, and then I'll answer your questions. But doggone it, I told her we were going to do this, so let's go ahead and try. This might take me a second to do it, but we got time, right? What are we doing? Let's see. Okay. Besides, it's good practice. How is she in it? I can't even get in it. I don't understand. She's in the same one that we had, but mine timed out and didn't work. So I don't understand how she's doing that. Hold on. I'm going to call Ryan. Stand by. 1 second. She's not picking up. But we'll have to try it another day then. Hey, so for whatever reason, this just isn't working for me. It timed out on my end, so I don't even know how you're in it because I'm not even showing that I'm streaming right now on Zoom.
I don't know. I just did the same link that you sent me.
The same link? Well, let me see if I can call that one up because maybe that'll work. That's good thinking. How's the escape room going?
We are not doing well.
You're not doing well?
No.
Are you going to die?
I don't know. We
Yeah,
have 52 minutes left.
52 minutes. Oh, yeah, I can use the same link. Perfect. Wait a minute. All right. You should be able to be on here now, I think, because I'm in it.
I'm on the Zoom.
Oh, there you are. Okay, I'm going to put you on. Just a second. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, we are still on. All right, let's go ahead and switch. Okay, let me check my IFB so I'll be able to hear you, Ryan. We are live. You are on. Okay, let me see if can I hear you? Ryan,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, so I've been wanting to try this because I was afraid to try this on TV, but I can do it on Facebook, and it seems to work. Ryan, tell me what you're doing.
I'm in an escape room. Here, I'm putting you down.
Okay,
Escape room.
and so tell me, are there any puzzles that everybody can help you with? Are there any riddles or anything?
We are really stuck. And we don't want assistance, is what we are saying.
Oh, you don't want assistance. Okay. Well, but
I'm
are there
really
any? Can you read a puzzle to us anyway? And I just won't tell you.
One thing you'll find, but that won't do. Keep on going, as it'll lead you to 2.
Is there a picture of a line?
I have no idea.
I don't know. We found one Scooby snack.
That we should touch. We found a knife.
You found a Scooby snack and a knife
And a glove.
and a glove.
And very
Yeah, and various tiles. See, look. So we have like things that say like the billiards room.
The easy ones.
And there's like a rope there's like a rope
Yeah.
and there's a hall and stuff. It was just open when we got here. Okay. So we're really confuffled.
All right. Well, I'll let you get back to it. I just wanted to see if this would work, and it did. So you guys, good luck. And if you can never escape, I love you, and I'm sorry I won't ever get to see you again, but I love you very much.
I love you.
Okay. All right. I'll see you guys. All right, bye. Okay. So Ryan will never get out of the escape room, is my guess. So nice to know you guys. It's there you go. Yeah, I don't know what the clues were, Jules. I truly don't. I think it might have been like a visual cue as opposed to a riddle kind of a thing. So anyway, all right, let's go back. Debbie wants to see a candlestick. It was in the. So yeah, everybody's thinking it was a clue. Oh, I have Diet Dr. Pepper, Shannon. Oh, I've Diet Coke. I grabbed the wrong thing. Holy cow, I am slipping. All right, so here's what we got going on. Tomorrow night, we have a hurricane edition of DPL. Okay, I'm going to tell you, so just so you know, tomorrow is a holiday, right? I'm not working. But I recorded a hurricane DPL that will be running on TV. It will not be on streaming. Well, it might be on streaming, but it won't be on Facebook because I'm not working. So tomorrow there will be a broadcast DPL. So I encourage you to tune in and learn lots of stuff about hurricanes, and then there'll actually be people watching because it's not going to be on Facebook. I have no idea how many viewers there have been. Next week, it's GDL, Monday through Thursday. Greg D is working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for me, but on Friday there's no DPL or GDL because there's WNBA. How about those initials? So BYOB and TTYL, and that's all going on next Friday. So, but there is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Edie, I loved my Diet Dr. Pepper socks. Are you the one who sent them to me? Because I wear them all the time. In fact, sometimes I have them on when I'm here, and because the whole no shoes thing started back in COVID because there was only about 6 of us here at the station, and I just walked around in my socks all the time. And it just, because those were different times, right? Everything about it was just ridiculous. Well, first I was home. I was home doing the weather on my TV for about 3 months, and that was a horrible experience because, I mean, imagine you got 6 kids, and you got the Amazon person coming all the time, and friends coming over, knocking, beeping, everything, dogs barking. It was mayhem. And then when you had to be on TV for several hours, everybody was walking around like they were on eggshells because they had to be quiet, and everybody hated it. So I begged and pleaded to be able to just come back into work, and luckily they let me. That's a crazy time, wasn't it? Just crazy. So I came back to work and walked around in my socks, and someone sent me, maybe it was Edie, sent me some Diet Dr. Pepper socks, and they were pretty cool. So, wait a minute, who's going to be on Margaritaville cruise? And Kathy, are you going to be on the Margaritaville cruise? I wonder who that is. I went a couple weeks ago. I had a really good time. So, upcoming events, the 24th of this month, I want to see everybody at the Clearwater Threshers game. Ryan singing the national anthem. It's a Thursday night, July 24th, 6:30 game time, I think. So there won't be a DPL that night. Or if there will, maybe a recorded one. I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to do that. July 24th, Ryan singing the national anthem. I'm throwing out the first pitch. We're going to have a meet and greet. Cricket Thumb will be there with rule number 7. We'll have it'll be a lot of fun. That's July 24th at the Clearwater Threshers Park, right there on 19 and Drew in Clearwater. So that's our next event. And then this is not an event, but I'm throwing out the first pitch, Dodgers and the Rays game over at Steinbrenner on August 3rd. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And then we've got some stuff coming up in August and September, but hopefully what we don't have is a lot of hurricanes. Oh, wow. Charlotte, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. You'll be in Orlando for work. Aw, Jules, I was hoping you'd be there. I will definitely post a video of her singing the national anthem. Yeah, Carol said the Diet Coke. We have some Diet Coke and Diet Dr. Pepper, and I picked up the wrong one because we have some people who shall remain nameless who prefer Diet Coke over Diet Dr. Pepper, and I like to stock the fridge for everybody because they all put in a lot of hours and everybody helps out. So we have a big candy file drawer. We have a big soda thing. And of course, you have some of the newsroom scavengers who love to come in and swipe it. You guys know Jay, Director Jay. So Director Jay, who was on this show briefly for a period of time, he's walking back in and he's reaching in and getting these candies out of, big candy bars or whatever, out of the weather drawer. And I'm like, Jay, come on, man. We stocked this ourselves. This isn't for everybody in the newsroom. Oh, I didn't know. Yes, you did, Jay. You just wanted to take them. That's all it was. So we had to go to the resort to a lock and key to keep Jay away from all the. That's not true. We didn't. But anyway, we have all of our supplies for the hurricane season back there. We have gummy bears. I have Milky Way bars. Greg has candy. We've got soda. So we have all the sustenance that we need in case we do get a storm. But hopefully that is not going to be the case this year. How will the impact be in Tybee Island, Georgia? You know, some rain out of it. I don't expect any wind at all, Courtney. I think you're totally fine. No one has ever said that because, first of all, he had white hair, Sandra. So I don't see that at all. Not even close. I don't see even a little bit of a resemblance. When I was younger, I looked like Robbie Benson. I used to get that a lot. And for the folks who are older like me, Robbie Benson was the voice of the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, but he did some older movies, and I looked very much like him. Very similar, actually. I had the same really dark hair that he did. And then as I got older, now I just look like Cruise Mike. And if you know, you know, because Cruise Mike and I look very, very similar. Monday, any rain? Maureen, back to normal on Monday. Back to normal, more scattered stuff. Thursday night is treat night. Jules, you are totally right. I have no idea if we have any treat nights out there. I have no idea, but I will check in just a second. Yeah, I don't think I look like Bob Barker at all. Zero. What else do we got? 2.5 inches of rain in Seminole today, Ryan. Thank you for the update. Violet and Marley say hi from Holiday. Talking about when we met at Christmas time. Well, I loved it. It was great meeting you guys, and hopefully we'll see you again this upcoming. You know, we're already halfway to Christmas. So that's crazy. Are you going to get some rain in Dade City tonight? Let's go ahead and look at yeah, no veggies. Greg is a healthy guy. I'm not healthy at all. I'm the epitome of unhealthiness. Let's see. Let's go back and look at radar again. We'll take it. All right, here we go. We'll go one more look at weather, then we'll call it a night, shall we? I'm excited to watch Greg because I am going to be watching him do DPL. I'm going to be in Panama City, but I'm going to be watching. And I told him I'll have my phone in case technically something happens. All right, so there's a live look at radar. Oh, boy, yep, we got some more rain ready to come in to northern Pinellas and Pasco. There it is, Bayonet Point, Newport Richey, Tarpon Springs, Palm Harbor. There's a little bit of lightning with that as well. So a buddy of mine is the general manager of the Dunedin Blue Jays, and he texted me, well, I say buddy, he even texted me, boy, this is the first time I've texted you in 18 months. So I guess we're not too close. But, yeah, he texted me, wanted to know if they were going to get the game in. I said, you're going to have periods of rain, and boy, that's exactly what they've had. They've got a little more coming in as well. And then also some rain, Indian Rocks down to Treasure Island right now. But yeah, look, tomorrow is not going to be a great day for outside stuff. It's not going to rain all day, but it's not going to be a great day. It just isn't. Here's a look at Futurecast. We'll go one more time. You know, chance of rain almost any point overnight. But then it stacks up again along the coast. There's 7 a.m., there's 8 a.m. Just kind of all comes together with some heavy rain. And then you got, as Greg and I were talking about, look at that northeast to southwest flow that line developing northeast and coming back to the southwest, and unfortunately that's about fireworks time. So, yeah, it's not, Shay, my son Shay is in here. Yeah, Shay, it's not going to be a good, Shay is a fine-looking young man who, who likes to work on his tan like his dad does. And Shay, just like his father, likes to go to the pool. Here, I'm really going to embarrass Shay right this second. So I'm going to show you a picture. This is their company. He works with an online clothing company, and so if you check out the homepage of his company, it's called Feet is the name of the company. It's feetclothing.com, but I'm trying to get in, Shay, and it's verifying that I'm a human. So this is kind of funny. It's verifying that I'm a human, and it's saying it's taken a few seconds. And honestly, to be honest, it's taking longer than a few seconds to verify that I'm a human. So what the heck is up with that? That's what I want to know. Because it's still trying to verify that I'm a human. And it's not verifying that I'm a human. It's kind of, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of disconcerting. Let me try again. Hold on, let me try it one more time. Okay. I'm spelling it right. Pretty sure. Verifying you're a human. This may take a few seconds. Verifying needs to verify the security of your connection before proceeding. All right, Shay, just so you know, if I wanted to buy 1,000 shirts, I'm not going to be able to because, oh, there we go. It finally came up. All right, it took about a minute. All right. This is my son, Shay. There he is. This was actually in Europe. They actually did a fashion show, kind of a debut thing in Europe. So, and apparently there's a journey that begins in 3 days and 22 hours. But that is my son, Shay. I don't know who the girl is. Shay, who is that girl? If you're listening, if you're still here, Shay, I want to know. So it's not his company, but he is been with them for quite a while, and he is a integral part of how it works. So, but I want to know, Shay might not even be here anymore. I have no idea. But I want to know who the girl is. Somebody knows. Someone says it's Cloudflare having a bug. No worries, Dennis, so it knows that I'm human. He is a cutie patootie. I'm not going to lie. He's a good-looking guy. Oh, it's his coworker's wife. All right, there you go. There you go. So now I know. I was wondering about that because I'm not going to lie, Shay. She looks like she's getting pretty comfortable with you. Just saying. So, anyway, yeah. There is my son, Shay, and it is his coworker's wife. And they're just kind of hanging out there. So that's the clothing company that Shay, you should edit this or get a copy of this or what and send it to, your people. Because, hey, it's never bad to get publicity like this, right? He is a good-looking guy, isn't he? Yeah, the one fine-looking young man. So, all right, Shay. Shay's not going to want to talk to me for the next 2 weeks, but yeah, Bridget knows, pot stir. Yeah, Shay, you're killing me, Dad. Proud dad. You guys know me about this. I'm proud of all my kids. You know how I am with Ryan. Today, actually, Jake and I and his mom, my wife, we went to USF and we're getting a tour of the Honors College at USF because Jake is deciding where he wants to go to college. And he had a chance to meet with quite a few people in the Honors College and over at USF, and that was an exciting day. You guys know me. I'm very transparent, more so than I should be because, it freaks out sometimes the family that I say so much about the family because they know where we live, and my take is, look, nowadays there are no secrets. If somebody wanted to know where I was, they could find out. And so by telling people where we live when we have our Christmas fundraiser, I think at the end of the day, it's still a good thing. So, He is. He's looking at USF, and I was very impressed with their research department. Jake's a bright kid. Just FYI, his goal is to get a perfect score on his SATs, and he's right there. So he's I don't know where he didn't get him from me. So Jake is looking at USF, looking at UF, looking at some other places, but was really impressed with USF today. So anyway, Saturday, Bradenton Beach, 6 to 9. Kathy wants to know. Better. Yeah, I think starting Saturday, while we will still be looking at more typical summer weather, it will not be the washout, the overcast, cloudy stuff that we're going to have tomorrow and that we had today. We're going to have more sunshine on Saturday. You're still going to be dodging raindrops late afternoon. But I do think on Saturday, a lot of those will start to be moving inland away from the beach. Bianca in Lakeland, how you doing? Barbara's granddaughter graduated from USF. Charlotte wants Mrs. Phillips to be a DPL guest. I suspect when hell freezes over, that will happen. And because this is apparently a religious program, I can say that. Because if you've looked at the description of DPL on cable, so the show is called DPL, Dennis Phillips Live, right? Right off the bat, they said the show is Dennis Phillips. Wrong. Then they say Dennis Phillips and Dennis has 2 N's. Wrong. Then it says religious, and inspirational program. Really wrong. So anyway, my point is for Mrs. Phillips to show up on DPL, hell will have to freeze over. And Sean would be happy about that because then Sean, as you see here, the 540 line would go straight to down under. So that would make Sean happy. She just does not like that. No, she isn't watching. They're in an escape room, and they'll never escape. No, actually, that family is very good at puzzles and games. I'm not. I'm terrible at them. But let me tell you, Robin and the kids, they love puzzles and games. So I'm sure they will get out. Ryan is kind of like, no, Ryan likes games too. I'm not a gamer like that. My brain isn't wired that way. Shannon, you know what? You're exactly right. Michael, yes, I do remember you. Steve, how you doing? Good to see you, my buddy. Eastlake, golf, 9 to 3, Saturday morning. I still think, Gary, there will be some morning showers. I do think there will be some morning rain along the coast on Saturday. Shannon, I think you're right. I think the reason I'm falling by the wayside is because I've not had Diet Dr. Pepper. I thought I grabbed a Diet Dr. Pepper, but instead I grabbed a Diet Coke. Did I say if it's raining tomorrow morning, 8 to 11? Yes, Anne Marie, there is a very high likelihood of rain tomorrow morning between 8 and 11. Now, will it be Longboat Key? Will it be Anna Maria Island? Will it be St. Pete Beach? I mean, there's going to be a lot of rain out there. It might not be in your spot. We all know how Florida goes. But if you look at radar tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, there's going to be a lot of rain across our coastal areas. Heavy rain right now in Seminole. Which escape room do they go to? Melissa, I do not know. By the way, your middle name is my daughter's name, Melissa. Kendall is my daughter's name. You know how I got that name? Now that we're not on TV. So I interviewed Susan Lucci when she won Best Actress, Best Daytime Emmy Actress for All My Children. And back then I was doing the morning show, I think. I can't remember. I think so. And anyway, I interviewed her. And she was thanking everybody. And she was thanking whatever the actress's name is, Sarah something. I don't think it's Sarah Jessica Parker. I think it was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Whoever Buffy the Vampire Slayer is, I can't remember. But she played her daughter, Susan Lucci's daughter, Kendall, in All My Children. And she told, I want to thank this. I want to thank my daughter, Kendall. And I'm like, oh, that's an awesome name. And my wife was pregnant. So I'm like, hey, that's a great name. So that is actually how we got Kendall's name from Susan Lucci. So Melissa, but anyway, Melissa, now I'm assuming that's your middle name, maybe not your last name. Sarah, there you go, Sarah Michelle Geller. That's right, Billy. You too, Mary. Yeah, thank you, Karen. So again, I will be off next week in Panama City. I'll still be doing some Facebook Lives. I'll absolutely be doing some Facebook Lives from Ryan's softball tournament. But Greg will be in here, and it will be a awesome GDL. Greg is going to be all over this, and he'll be showing a lot of graphics, and he'll probably have some really nice. You're going to learn more from Greg in the next week than you probably have learned in my DPLs in the last 17 years. So get your notebooks out, get ready to take your notes. You will be quizzed on all of this thereafter, and it will be a lot of fun. You guys are going to have a great time. It's going to be really, really good. So, oh, it's your last name. All right, Melissa, it is your last name. Well, it is my daughter's first name. So anyway, you guys have a great weekend. Tomorrow, unfortunately, not the best 4th of July holiday for the beach and the pool, but there will be times where it is at least going to be raining. So you'll be able to get some stuff done. But in terms of working on the sun, the tan, getting some sun, I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to be cloudy most of the day. So you guys have a great night, and I will see you. I'm off next week. I'll be back the following Monday on that next edition of Dennis Phillips Live. You guys are awesome. Thanks for your loyalty. Have a good night. And have a happy 4th.